Come on, yeah.
Find my way.
Yeah, yeah. Cause I'm lost in this world.
Find my way. I need to find my way back home.
Bring it, yeah, yeah. Kick them feet back, sleep track, I need that. Early hours losing all my dreams when I lean back. Stay with.
So what is homelessness to you?
Obviously not having a home, and then yeah, not feeling like you're somewhere where you belong, or having somewhere you can call home.
Is it about having space and needing space with your family?
Yeah, you need your own space, definitely, especially with a family.
Homelessness to me and my husband is, at the end of the day, we didn't have anywhere comfortable to go, that we were 100% comfortable in that environment, and it was just hard to realise that we didn't have our own house to live in or home.
How did you feel when you first became homeless?
It was very daunting because you didn't know where you were going to sleep that night, didn't know what you were going to eat, and yeah, if you stayed at family or friends, you felt like you were intruding in their personal space.
And how did that make you feel?
Pretty low, especially when we did look a lot. You know, before we actually found help from you, we actually struggled a lot. A lot of people didn't really want to help us, and we're just lucky that we come across you guys and you were really willing to help us.
And what actually happened when you guys became homeless? What made you guys not have anywhere else to go to?
My husband just became redundant and we just couldn't make up the money for rent. He tried to find jobs and just couldn't find anything, and then it just got out of hand, and at first we were too stubborn to try and find help because we were so scared of rejection, and then at the end of it we're just glad that we did go out there and try to find help, because there are people out there to help. You've just got to look hard enough.
Another thing I suppose which come into effect is the fact that I am actually a tradesperson. Like I'm qualified as a maintenance fitter, and I still just couldn't find any work, and it was just getting to that point where we were stuck, we were stranded.
And how long did this take for you guys to become homeless?
Not long at all.
Good
not
4
long
months.
at all, yeah.
Like, it just creeps up on you so fast.
And then yeah, once you're behind, that's it. It just grabs you.
And what did you go and do once you actually did become homeless? Like, once you fell behind in your rent, did you get evicted, or?
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, we did become evicted from our house, and we were actually living at family members' houses, and it was just no good. You know, with a 1-year-old daughter, you just can't do that. So yeah, it was pretty lucky that we found you guys, and you actually give us a lot of help.
Where did your story start? How did you first think that you became homeless?
Well, about 6 months ago, we were living in Beaudesert, and all of a sudden we got a note from the real estate saying that we had to be out of the house by 2 days, I think it was. And by then it was just a mad rush. In between my girlfriend being pregnant and everything like that, expecting a child, it was just so stressful. The only place we could move all the furniture and stuff like that was to family that was living in Ipswich. So most of our furniture got left at the house and haven't seen it since. The first place we went was my girlfriend's family, and to start off with, they were welcoming, but we definitely could feel that we were extending our welcome, I suppose you could say. And then we tried to find other places to get a permanent housing, and then found you guys.
And what was it like living in crisis accommodation?
I thought it was actually quite good. It wasn't like we were in crisis accommodation, it just felt like home, really. It was just nice, yeah.
What was the worst thing that happened to you while you were homeless?
Probably my tools getting taken off me. That was probably the biggest kick to the guts, because I got them tools when I first done my trade, and for someone just to come and pinch them off me, you know, it really cut me deep. But it's just one of them things, you know, it happens, and yeah, I've moved on thanks to you guys. You know, I don't even have to really look back now. I can start again.
How did you feel when you first became homeless?
Firstly, as a bad mum, thinking that we let it get that bad that we had nowhere to live. But yeah, really down.
In your relationship, how did you feel, both of you together?
It put a big strain on the relationship, 'cause yeah, just money, trying to find a house obviously. Yeah, it wasn't easy.
Follow the blast from the speakers. And disregard what the teachers.
So is this the first time you've ever been homeless, or has there been other times previously?
Yeah, there's been previous. I've been with another youth service and also had to be in a hostel up in New South Wales.
What was that like?
Oh, scary. Yeah, we had to wear panic buttons in case something happened, and constantly had people knocking on the doors 1, 2, 3 in the morning. Let us in, let us in. Yeah, it wasn't a good place.
So now being a mum, how do you feel about being in crisis accommodation?
Horrible. You know, she shouldn't have to be in it. We should have our own place. Should be better.
When you guys were at your lowest point, how did the real estate take that?
Not very well at all. I thought they were actually quite professional in the way they'd done things. Like we went in, we didn't exactly realise the situation we were in. It was like 2 days before Christmas, and we went in and to talk to them about it, and they didn't want a bar us. They actually done the old play the violin, and they just didn't want a bar us. They told us to deal with it. And I said, you know, it's 2 days before Christmas, and they said that's not our problem.
They actually told us that they didn't believe that we didn't have any money, that we were living off of nothing. They just said, how do we know that you're telling the truth? For all we know, you could be sitting there with all this money and just not paying rent. So it was hard. Like I stormed out crying. It just...
Especially when I was employed, we actually paid extra rent every single fortnight for that reason, and then when it all come to the end, they just didn't care. They just really did not care. It's just lucky there's organisations out there like you guys to help people in bad situations.
And after that, did you have to go to court or anything around? Or
Yes, we had to go to court, and it was all settled out. But yeah, at the end of the day, it all just come back to, you know, we owe them money, pay it back, and we're all sweet. But it's just one of them things. It's just you don't realise how quick it creeps up on you, you know. And if you can't make up the full amount of rent, they don't care. They just want their money. It's just one of them things.
yeah,
It was pretty stressful at times. It really was. And the biggest thing was not having our own home. You know, with a 1-year-old daughter, it just gets tough at times.
It really does test your relationship at the end of the day. Like, I'm so impressed that we made it through it. Like, it just proves our love for each other, because it was so stressful. There were days on end that I wouldn't even smile. I would just sit there and cry all day long, just for no reason, just because I was unhappy. So it's just, yeah.
I'm glad things are going much better for you now.
Yeah, it's all thanks to you guys.
And what should the community know about homelessness?
That we're not all bums living in trolleys. There's another side to it, and you know, need all the help we can get.
So you were living with your sister. Would you classify that as homeless?
Not entirely, no. But it is hard being in a house when no one wants you.
So there's other forms of homelessness. Hey?
Yeah, definitely all types.
So homelessness isn't just about sleeping on the street?
No, I don't believe homelessness is sleeping on the street. People that are sleeping with friends and family or also should be classified as homeless and should be able to seek help. I think maybe some situations, if you were to try to get assisted for homelessness and was to tell them that you're living with family or friends, then in their eyes that's okay, you know, that's acceptable. But it should be that they give you more of a chance and see it as a real issue.
Yeah, and they say the sky's the limit, and we all wanna fly up in it. Mind go a mile a minute, but we stuck right here, convincing ourselves it's a life worth living. But if you feel like I feel, realize quite real, dreams are still the pipe deal. My skills don't remedy life sales, if anything it's a trend in my field.